Park City, Utah's housing market flooding with new inventory, or is the market actually flourishing? What do you need to know if you're a seller? What do you need to know if you're a buyer? What do you need to know if you're an investor? How have we fared over the last year? Where are prices headed, and why do people still want to continue to move here? Well, that's what we're talking about in today's video. I'm going to dive right into this market update for you. The resort area markets in Utah remain very attractive relative to many national markets in general, and our traditional feeder markets in particular, which is good longer-term news. Our non-resort market areas, so think Salt Lake City, have proven to be more reactive to higher interest rates and have largely followed a pattern similar to the U.S. national markets. The strength and resilience of our state's economy in migration and family formation compare favorably to most other U.S. markets. Our resort market areas have been less impacted, so Park City has been less impacted by the emergence of remote work and the Great Migration. People want to work where they live. Why not work where you vacation? People want to work where they vacation. These markets still enjoy over 50% all cash sales. So as long as you didn't get called back to work, you can still work remotely and work from home in the areas where you like to vacation. In addition, with lead times for new construction, all of our development properties are faring well as buyers are attracted to the idea of purchasing in the near future while reserving their property at today's market pricing, because they know if they don't get in early, it's going to cost them more money. Up until very recently, the inventory of homes for sale has been at historic lows. We have not had the modest decreases in interest rates many were expecting as well. So we kept waiting and waiting and waiting. We thought interest rates were going to drop. It hasn't happened yet. However, buyer interest remains surprisingly high given these circumstances. Well-priced and well-conditioned properties have been moving quickly, sometimes with multiple offer situations. So I know there was a property that came to market that was listed at the Montage for a little over $6 million. It was on the market for a day. It had 3 offers on it. And I believe there's only one other listing for sale up there. We are still hopeful that we will see a modest easing of interest rates towards the end of 2023 and hopefully a more pronounced reduction in 2024. We are hoping and praying that interest rates continue to go down. Why are people still moving to Utah? Because of the attractive business environment, educated workforce, low employment, low state and local taxes, state-of-the-art international airport, healthy lifestyles, and abundant outdoor activities. So if we jump into this slide right here, this actually shows what the unemployment rate is for Utah. We are at 2.3%. Now, if we compare that to what's happening in the United States overall is about 3.6%. So we are very, very low in comparison to the United States. Demographics. This is a really awesome slide, and next couple of slides, and I got all this information from the World Population Review. So if you are somebody who likes data, you're thinking about relocating to Utah, maybe you're somebody that is an entrepreneur, you own your own business, and you're wondering what it's going to be like moving your business to Utah, these slides are awesome, and you'll get even more data if you go to the World Population Review website. Just type in the city that you're looking for, whether it's Salt Lake, whether it's Park City, whether it's Heber, all of the above. So Park City is really a tale of two cities. Our population for the 84060 is 8,576. Our population for the 84098, which is Snyderville Basin, is 19,276. For the entire Summit County, it's 43,093. Then we have other cities that are considered Summit County, such as Camas, which has a population of 2,179. You have Oakley, Francis, Hideout, and Colville, also very, very small towns. Then you have the Heber Valley, right, which is Wasatch County. Population is 18,036, and the entire population of the Wasatch County is 36,173. This is a great little slide for median age, because a lot of people want to know, like, what's the ages of people in Park City? And as a real estate agent, there's a lot of questions that I cannot answer for you because they violate fair housing laws. So if you are asking me about race, religion, ages, jobs, certain things, I just cannot answer for you. And so you really are at the discretion of researching that yourself. I cannot steer you to any specific area. I cannot tell you that this neighborhood over here is very high in this religion. Don't live there. That's the ghetto. I cannot say those things to you because I would go to real estate jail and I'd lose my license. So I can't say those things. And nobody should really be saying those things. That is up to you as a buyer to do your material research. If that is of material concern to you, if you're worried about the ages of people that live around you, then you need to be doing some of that research, whether that's flying in here and knocking on doors and talking to neighbors or Googling. So very interesting. Park City and median age is about 41 years old. The income is well over 200K, as you can see here. Because I'm going to be frank with you, a lot of the clients that I get from YouTube are like, I always get called by either the single guy or the husband. And I know when they're coming to Utah, the single guy probably wants to know, like, well, like, can I get married here? Am I going to find a chick? So here's some marriage rates and some marriage data for you, and, you know, all that good stuff if that is something that interests you. Also, this is Park City's population by year. This is an awesome slide, especially if you are a business person and you're thinking of moving your business to Utah. How much are we actually growing? What is our expected population? And how fast is our growth rate? So we've been growing at about 1% pretty steadily since 2013. And if you look way back to 2000, we were growing at 5%. Okay, we were 7,371 people. Then the 2002 Olympics hit, and our population has continued to grow. The next thing that is crazy is you want to look at, and this kind of shows you a more recent photo, a more recent growth, right, from 2017 and what it's predicted to do. So it is going to taper off a little bit. Now, keep in mind, this is for the 84060. This is the very expensive part of Park City. This is Old Town. This is everything from the White Barn Inn. This is Park City Incorporated, and this is Deer Valley. So as prices go up, it just less and less people can no longer afford to live there. So it's not going to continue to grow super fast unless people make lots and lots of money and everybody wants to live here. The next one that is very, very interesting to me is Heber Valley, right? This is Heber. Heber is actually growing way faster than Park City. Now, if you look at it, they're growing at a rate of about 2%, 3%, 3%, 1%, 2%. So they're growing super fast. The median income the Heber income is going to be about 70K to 150K. So a little bit less than Park City. The majority of people are between 70K and 150. Heber is also a very much younger demographic than Park City. The median age is 28. So almost half of Park City, right? Park City is 41. Heber's median age is 28. So a much younger population. And if you haven't heard about it, people are ditching Aspen for Deer Valley. So Fortune's Brainstorm Tech in 2023 moved themselves to Deer Valley. Okay. So they were staying at the Montage, which is a beautiful place, but they have been in Aspen for years and years and years and years. And this year, all of these CEOs, all of these venture capitalists, everybody that's in tech decided Park City was the better choice. So now let's dive into some stats. So first off, we're going to start with the Park City limits, which is the 84060. The median price is 3.388. It's a little bit down. The median price for condos, 1.7. This is actually jumped. For vacant land, it's 2 million, and our sold volume is down. Prices are going up, and the sold volume is going down. For Sneddaville Basin, this is the 84098. The median price was about 2 million. The median price for a condo was 910. So a little dip in condos out in the basin. Vacant land is $1,012,500. And again, sold volume is down because we're comparing it. It's just down. Next to the Jordanelle, The median price is 2.3. So this has actually gone up. The median price of a condo is $1,014,000 now. That has gone up. Jordanelle is an area where you're going to find a lot more new construction, and people are investing over here because of the new Mayflower ski area that's going in. This is an opportunity to get in early. As long as you're not in a rush to make money and you're in it for the long term and you can buy and hold, this is a very good place to park your money and wait for the new Mayflower to go in and let your place appreciate. Heber Valley. So the median price is $919, so we're down, and the median price for a condo is $440 over here. Vacant land is $465, so Heber is also down. And East Summit County, so this is Camas, Oakley, Francis, Coville, Wanship, all those places. So the median price is $925, which is actually up. Median price for a condo is $630, which you don't really have any condos over here. I think there's only like a couple of places in Camas that have condos. And then there's actually a new development called Heart Crossings going in that is going to have really nice condos, brand new, no Airbnbs allowed. They want it to be like a year-round residence type subdivision. So they don't want Airbnbs. So the pricing on that is about $800K, and then it goes up from there. Most of the prices that I've seen have been $850 and up for a townhome, and like $1.2 million, $1.3 million and up for a single family home, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Next, these are single families. Something to remember with Park City. It is a super hyper segmented market. Every area is different, right? You have Centerville Basin, you have Park City Limits, then you have Lower Deer Valley, Upper Deer Valley, Empire Pass, Deer Crest, Canyons Village, Silver Springs, Ranch Place, Old Ranch Road, Pinebrook, Jeremy Ranch, Summit Park, Silver Creek Estates, Silver Creek Village, Glenwild, The Preserve, Kimball Junction. Every single neighborhood is completely different from one another. So it's really important to understand that everything is very segmented and micro-marketed. Park City has got like little micro markets inside their market. So I have just selected a few of these neighborhoods because they are interesting to me. So this neighborhood is for single family in Silver Springs. You're about $2.2 million here. It's down a little bit, but still like $2.2 million for Silver Springs. Like I remember selling a home. I listed a house in Ranch Place in 2019 for $1.2 million, and now it costs at least $1 million. And now it's at least $2 million to get into that neighborhood, and you're backing up to 224. So prices are really going up. And you really have to love Park City in order to want to be here and understand that the closer that you are to the ski areas, the more it is like owning beachfront property. Next, we have Sun Peak and Bear Hollow. So this is a really interesting slide to me because I think Bear Hollow is skewing these numbers because Sun Peak's single family homes are completely different than Bear Hollow single family homes. Sun Peak is a full-time year-round residence neighborhood, whereas Bear Hollow is a very transient second homeowner type neighborhood. It's great for investment properties, great for Airbnbs, great for rentals. Sun Peak doesn't allow rentals. There are more renters over here and year-round people living over here. And most of the homes in Sun Peak are nowhere near this number. There are, I think, 7 properties for sale in Sun Peak. I know this area really well because I actually live in Sun Peak, and they're listed at like 2.5, 2.9. There's one that was $6 million. They've recently dropped their price. So nowhere near this median price, which could also be why they're taking longer to sell. If your house is significantly above the median price for the area, it's just going to sit on the market a little bit longer. It doesn't mean that it's not going to sell. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So I think that this Sun Peak slide is a little skewed. I think 1.4 is more realistic for like a Sun Peak cottage, not like a single family home, like a smaller type property. And then we've got Promontory. Promontory is 3.8 million. This area is getting really, really expensive. Most of the homes that I see for sale up here, 3.8 is getting you like a cabin, like people who just want to dip their toes into Promontory, test it out a little bit, and then they actually move into a cabin before they buy the $6 million property. Because most of the properties that I'm seeing in Promontory and touring in Promontory are $5 and $6 million. So they're going up. And Promontory also holds 38% of the sales in Park City. It's all new construction. It is second home oriented, but it has a ton of amenities over there. You can be part of the club if you want to. You cannot be part of the club if you don't want to. However, there is a giant waiting list for a golf membership because people who bought into this neighborhood and maybe they didn't buy in with a club membership are now trying to get a club membership because it increases the value of your property by 10%. So if you have a full golf membership in Promontory and it comes with the property, technically that property is worth 10% more, but you don't have to be part of the club. So if you don't want to do the golf course and all the amenities and stuff, you don't have to, but you can still live in this neighborhood, which is something that is different than most of the private clubs, because most of the private club gated communities want you to be a part of the club in order to live in the community, such as Red Ledges. Next, we're going to go to Summit Park. I find this really interesting because the prices are going up like crazy over here. These have gone up 22.5%. You're at 1.675 for a house up in Summit Park now. Then we go up to Deer Valley, Upper Deer Valley, right? We've got Lower Deer Valley, Upper Deer Valley, Empire Pass, Deer Crest. This is Upper Deer Valley. Think like Silver Lake, this area. 31.8%. It's gone way, way up. So 8 million for a single family home up in this area. You can expect that. Also looking at single family homes in Old Town, because when people come to Park City, they are most interested in Old Town. They want to know what's happening over there. You're about $3.3 million, for a mining cottage, really. Then we also have Park Meadows. I sell a lot of properties in Park Meadows. I love Park Meadows. It's a place that people love because it's being in a subdivision in Old Town, in Park City, in the incorporated part of Park City. Prices have gone down slightly a little bit in Park Meadows, but you're still at $3,150 for a median price. So if you want to get into Park Meadows, you're going to be close to $3 million for something. Condos, same deal. These are just a few neighborhoods that I selected. So if we look at townhomes and condos in Old Town, you're at 1.859. That's up 43%. And if we look in the Canyons Village, it's 1.472. So that's down a little bit from what it used to be. And again, most of the inquiries I get are, what can I get? I want 2 beds. I want 2 baths. I want it to be new and I want to be near the ski areas. Well, I always tell people, remember this number. If you're looking for a condo or a townhome and you want to be near the ski areas, meaning you can either walk to the lift or you have a 2-minute drive or less to the ski area because you live in Canyons Village or you live in Old Town. I mean, you're looking at 1.250 at least for something that's nice and updated in the Canyons Village. In Old Town, it's going to be a little bit more money and you're probably not going to get something as nice. You're going to be closer to that $2 million mark and up for something really, really nice in Old Town and Deer Valley, Lower Deer Valley, that is. Because Upper and Deer Crest and Empire are way more expensive, double that, $4 million. So here are some observations. The lower end of the market is still moving slow due to high interest rates and these buyers needing to mortgage a property, so interest rate sensitive buyers. So if your property is kind of at the bottom of the market, the lower end of the market, keep in mind that usually the person purchasing it is probably going to get a mortgage. And as long as interest rates remain where they're at and don't drop, then we could still see a lag in the market. The higher end of the market, oddly enough, seems to be moving faster if the property is priced right, in good condition, and it's a killer home, and it's the right location. And I'm talking like $4 million to $6 million. These people are often cash buyers. I know this really, really well because I've been watching kind of the higher end of the market because I sold a really expensive property back in May for $4.5 million. And they were cash buyers. And it just seems like there are a couple properties that are like $5-6 million that have only been on the market for less than 10 days that seem to be going really fast if they are a good property. Not a lot of ski and ski out properties are available. There are only 78 total properties and condos for sale. So ski and ski out, this is ski to your door, ski out of your door, ski into the project, ski out of the project. Prices range from $690K all the way up to $50 million. The one that's $50 million is obviously located in the Colony. It used to be the Rockstar Energy dude's house. He's never used it. For whatever reason, he's selling it again. And $690 gets you a studio with a Murphy bed at the resort center at Park City Mountain Village. So This is just kind of an overview of slides, and more importantly, it's kind of important to know what's going on with the new, the pended, and the closed sales here. So if you kind of want to know what's going down in the fine print, we were adding a lot of properties to the MLS starting in May. It was almost like 200 listings per month since May. So our inventory has jumped significantly, and we're writing less offers. So the inventory is stacking, and it's making it seem like there's this flood of new listings to the market. But in actuality, when you look at the data, we're only sitting at around 1634, I believe that is. Let's bring it up. 1624, right around there, right? This is residential and land. This is not commercial sales, rentals, any of that stuff. This is residential and land. But our high was back in August of 2013, where we had the high end of the market with inventory was 2,368 listings for sale. So that's the high end of the market. 2368 is the high end. That's the most listings we've ever had in the Park City area for sale, right? Wasatch back. And we're comparing it to 1634. But if you look all the way back to January of 2022, we only had 486. Okay. So yeah, it feels like we have a lot more listings now because we've got 1634. And is it seasonal? Yeah, because June and July are peak seasons to list your property. This is when people love to list their properties. Plus, we had a really, really harsh winter. And so people who lived in high elevation areas and saw a lot of snow this winter probably had a lot of damage to their property. So it probably took a lot longer for them to fix up the roofs, fix up the siding, fix the windows, deck repairs, landscaping, all of these things to even prepare their home properly for the market so that it would sell. And this is just more of that fine print. If you're really, really interested in kind of what the fine print said under here, this is kind of important, but I don't want to bore you with that by reading it word for word. So back in May, our inventory jumped 12.1%. And we're 43.8% higher than May of 2020. So we're continuing to add new listings, and we are 15% up from May. So here's kind of my 2 cents. We're adding more listings because of seasonality as well. June and July are prime times to list properties in the summer. People want to list their house when their yard looks nice and when they've had time to properly prepare their home for the market and when it looks really good in photos. So we're adding more listings, but we're writing less contracts. So we're not writing as many contracts. So inventory just keeps building. However, this is great if you're a buyer. You have a lot more options. But if you're a seller, you need to understand you have a lot more competition. So the way that your property is positioned from the get-go needs to be right. It needs to be show ready out the gate if you want this property to sell quickly. And that also has to do with your price, your location, the overall style and condition of your home. If it has amenities, if you're in that price point where a buyer might be more sensitive to interest rates. So the financing, what the market is actually doing in that neighborhood, understanding that each neighborhood is completely different. One neighborhood pops one time, 1 month, the next 6 months, it's cooling off. So understanding that each neighborhood has a market of its own and its own sense, which is why real estate is so hyper local, which is why it's really important to have an agent who is on the boots, on the ground, knows what's happening, knows what price points are moving, knows what buyers are looking for, is getting feedback from buyers, understands the price point that makes a buyer jump and the price point that goes, I'll wait 2 months till this seller comes down because he's not going to sell this house, right? So the inventory is building. Homes are sitting on the market a little longer, which is normal. We're going back to more 2023 through 2019, more of a stable, normal, healthy market, which is why when you look at the prices earlier where it was like, we're down 50%. Yeah, because we had a crazy 2 years. So it's going to look really, really bad for a little while because we're not stabilizing. We're comparing it to crazy markets that were not normal. So if you're above the median price in your neighborhood, it's going to take longer for your house to sell, period. But as long as your house is well prepared, it's in good condition, it's desirable, it's got curb appeal, it doesn't have deferred maintenance, it's priced properly, and it's attractive to buyers, right? Because they're watching HGTV, they're looking at Pinterest. If your house is not HGTV worthy or Pinterest worthy or at least clean, poof, they're gone. They're not even looking at it. So if your home is well prepared for the market, it's in good condition, it's priced well, you could still potentially get multiple offers, like I was telling you earlier. That montage listing, there was only one for sale. Now there's another one that just came to the market because that one was on the market for 1 day, listed for $6 million, a little more than $6 million, and had 3 offers. Okay, so there are certain areas where there is not a lot of inventory. Lower Deer Valley has 12 listings. Upper Deer Valley has 15 listings. All of Old Town only has like 58 listings for sale. So understanding the area that you're shopping in, as well as if you're selling your house, understanding what your competition is, what's moving, what other properties have a view that is comparable to your view. Do they have amenities? Are you in a really high-end neighborhood? Are you in a neighborhood where you are like the nicest house in the neighborhood, but you don't have any amenities? So you're competing with places like Promontory because you're in that price range of Promontory, but you don't have any amenities because let's say it's like Jeremy Ranch or Pine Brook or Silver Creek Village. Those types of areas where you're kind of like the nicest house in the neighborhood. So you're priced really high because your house is worth it, but you're just in a location where those high-priced homes typically are going to sit a little bit longer because you're the nicest house in the neighborhood, right? So understanding all of that, understanding the hyper localness of the market, what type of property are you? Are you kind of like the lower end property in a really nice neighborhood? So somebody's going to come in and instantly buy you because of the price and go, yeah, because look at all the other prices in this neighborhood and look where this house is priced, right? So the positioning of your property, the marketing of it, it is so, so important to know all of these things. Hey, what's up? My name is Nicole Bowdle. And if you are looking to buy real estate or looking to sell your house in the Park City area and you wish to contact me for more information, my information is always dropped down in the description link down below.